Hi guys, Mode47 here. I just wanted to talk about 100%. So these are games that don't have a platinum. So as a trophy hunter, you'll probably be thinking, what's the point then? What's the point of playing a game if I don't get this shiny completion reward? And yeah, for the most part, you'd be right. But I think a lot of people sleep on 100%. They give them a hard time because they don't have that platinum. But you're actually missing out on quite a few good games. I would often look at 100% lists and not consider playing it at all just because it didn't have a platinum. Well, here are 5 games in this part and another 5 in my second video of 100% I've really enjoyed, that I would play again, that I wish they would have a platinum, sure, but they don't, so we've got to make do. But still, 100% is 100%, that's still good completion ratio. So yeah, let me know what you think and check out the games if you like the look of them. So this is the first 100% I want to talk about. It's Letter Quest. So you're the Grim Reaper, that much I get, but then you're killing monsters for some reason by spelling words at them. The story loses me a bit there. But back then on my Vita, and without Wordle being a thing, that's really important, this was a lot of fun. It's got RPG mechanics, level progression, power-ups, shops that you earn currency from and you can power up there. Loads of different stuff, quite a complete package. Plenty of different trophies, but here's a couple of my favourites. We've got Y, spell a 3-letter word without vowels. I can't really remember if this trophy is hidden or not, but it's kind of giving it away if it's not. This is Rockstar for getting 120 gold stars. Basically 100%ing in the game, so I quite like the icon. And here's What Are You Buying, which of course is a reference to Resi 4, which is always good in my books. I think you've got to buy 50 things to unlock this trophy. On the last note, this has a shared trophy list on the PS4 and the Vita, although it doesn't auto-pop, so you'll have to play it twice. But yeah, check it out on one of those if you want to play it. Alright, next is Super Star Wars, released in '93. Bloody hell, I used to play this Saturday mornings when I was young. I feel super old right now. They released this on the PS4 quite recently from what I remember. 2015, god, okay, that was nearly a decade ago. I don't even know what time it is right now. So this is an old classic. It holds up really well, extremely fun, but it's one of those games that's really unforgiving, which was normal for back then. It just bombards you with enemies from every direction all the time, and once you clear a screen, the enemies respawn, so you can't go back and forth and it gets any easier. You're just full throttle all the time, but it's very fun. It would be frustrating, but there are save and load states in this game. So it becomes very easy to reload and redo a section that you didn't do very well on. This game's got some very cool boss fights, and the music is epic. It's cool to see the levels based off the film locations, especially their interpretations of them. There's a whole level of the Sandcrawler, for example, which you only really see in the films. You don't spend much time on it whatsoever. But really it's the trophy art that I love about this game. I'm going to show a couple now. So this one is Jedi Master for completing the game without dying. I mean, how cool is that? That's just a cool picture. I'd love a poster of that or something. But this trophy you get for without dying, completing the game, easy with the load and save states I mentioned earlier. So this next one is another cool one, Teamwork. You get it just for playing as the 3 playable characters. So each level you can sometimes choose a different character. Han, Chewie and Luke. Really cool art. Finally, this is a trophy type that seems to be in a lot of Star Wars games. I think that they've got a bit of a problem. It asks you to kill the Jawas for a certain amount. I mean, this isn't the first Star Wars game where it asks you to murder either an Ewok or a Jawa or something cute. It definitely has a bit of a problem, but I really like the trophy art, so there's that. This next game is Zeo Drifter, a tiny little Metroid game. You are a very small spaceman who breaks down between 4 planets. These 4 planets conveniently have bosses on them that each have abilities that allow you to further progress to the other planets with the abilities that you just unlocked. Lovely. There's exploration, secrets, power-ups, vehicles even as well. And it's all you need for a Metroidvania really. You just want this progression and this exploration, and it feels good. It's a good game. The 2 rarest trophies are finish the game in under an hour, which requires precise knowledge on the route you need to go between the 4 planets. And I always like a good speedrun trophy, so I like to do a separate playthrough for that once I'm familiar. And the second rarest trophy is beat the final boss without taking damage. Very achievable with, you know, some good practice. This game feels like 100%, which I like. It's not a criticism. I can't imagine it having a platinum, if that makes sense. It's just the perfect length for what it is, so that's why it's on this list. Alien Breed. Old franchise. I think it was first on the Atari way back when. It's got a strange trophy list. Everything is bronze. I think that makes 21 bronze trophies. The descriptions are also all in caps, which is a bit unusual. Passive aggressiveness aside, the trophies are a good mix of completion, killing things, and misc. The neon green art is very nice. My favourite trophy is Ripley, awarded for flaming 1,000 aliens. And honestly, how could it be anything else other than that one for me? The classic gameplay has you navigating maps, collecting keycards, and finding the exit door to progress to the next level. There's credits to find and an in-game shop to purchase new weapons, which you can access straight away just from the pause menu. It's very top-down Doom-esque, and just fun to turn off your brain and kill aliens with the cool weapons at hand. I especially enjoyed this on the Vita, but it's also on the PS3, and it's definitely one of the older games on this list. Code Veronica HD, Code Veronica X. It's one of my favourite Resident Evils, but it probably has the worst voice acted character in the series history. I'd be super interested to seeing how they make Steve even remotely likeable in a remake. I mean, stranger things have happened, but I won't hold my breath.
What?
This is another full-fledged mainline Resi without a platinum. Initially, it did get one eventually. They re-released it as a PS2 classic, so not the HD, but a PS2 classic on the PS4. I have that platinum as well. So 8 of the 12 trophies are unmissable and story related in this 100%. You can mostly just enjoy your first playthrough and you get a decent percentage at the end. You then have a couple of misc and you've got to complete the battle game with really good times, which is like a almost a Mercenaries-esque bonus game you get for beating the game for the first time. You get the linear launcher for winning that. The hardest trophy though is getting the rocket launcher, which simply requires an A rank in the main game. To get an A rank means no saving, no first aid sprays, beating the game in under 4 hours 30, it might be 4 hours. The lower the time, the higher score you get, and your scores get you these incremental ranks, and if you don't do any of those things, you get penalized and your rank goes down. It's really tough. The timer as well, I remember, doesn't stop no matter what. So if you pause the game, it's going to keep going, even if on the screen it takes 10 seconds for the pause screen to load up. That's 10 seconds on your time. It's pretty unfair. This was one of the more challenging 100%, but very rewarding, as I said earlier. It's one of my favourite Resident Evils. Okay guys, that's part 1 done. I'll be making part 2 shortly, where I'll be looking at another 5 100% without a platinum trophy. So please subscribe if you're looking forward to that. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
We made it! Yahoo!